All right, perfect. So I want to get straight to the point today. I'm not here to motivate you necessarily. I'm not here to inspire you today. I'm here to help you make as much money as you possibly can within a very short space of time. So why is that important? Because first thing about money is that most people think that money takes time, but it doesn't. What you have to start to consider and create is start to think about how you can make maximum amount of money in a short space of time. So here's something to do before we even kickstart off is write down your annual income right now. Write it on a piece of paper, just between you and your beautiful eyes. Write down your annual income. What is it right now? Is it 50,000, 100,000, 800,000, a million, 5 million, 2 million, 500,000? What is it right now? Okay, now consider how do you create that amount of income in 30 days? How do you create that amount of income in 30 days? Here's why that's important because money doesn't necessarily take time to create, money takes insight to create. And once you start to move with the right insight that creates the money, then you create waves of currency that come to you, through you, and pours back out into your community in avalanches of abundance. So, if at any point this room is going to get absolutely stacked, and if it goes over 100, then some people are going to be left out, but that's all good. So, here's the thing: if many of you have been on our programs before, just raise your hand if you've been on any of our programs before. Okay, fantastic. So for those of you who didn't raise your hand, we have complete transparency. We have programs that run from £59 a month right the way up to £50,000 a year. So depending on what level you're at in terms of entrepreneurship, professionalism, etc., and where you want to go, we have programs to support you. So Daryl, if you can throw in the chat the link to book a call, which is /book. If anyone at any point in this session today feels like, you know what, I want to speak to somebody further about the training programs that Jazz has in his team, please do feel free to reach out and just book the call, and then we will talk you through what opportunity is the appropriate one for you. Now, making a lot of money in a short space of time is very, very powerful. Here's why. Because when you make a lot of money in a short space of time, you realize that that is now possible. And now that financial ceiling of whatever you have, whatever you had, whether it was 100,000, 500,000, 250,000, a million, whatever, now becomes your financial floor. But how do you impact? How do you create more income? Well, I always say to people, if you want to create more income, you've got to create more impact. If you want to create more income, you have to create more impact. And for many people, the reason why they don't make a lot of money is because they don't necessarily either reach enough people or they don't reach and impact enough people deep enough in order to create the impact that they want to create. So I'm going to make this super short because I want to get to the gym in a minute, and you guys can throw any questions at me before I head off in just a short while. So how do you first get to your first 15 to your first 30k month, if not your second, third, fourth, fifth? How do you get an extra 30k this month? Let me walk you through a very simple and powerful process. Consider this first. If I were to sell my £1.2 million house to you right now, and I said, right, I can give it to you, Chris, Andre, Patsy, Marcus, Juliet. I will give it to you and only you. Has to come from income that you generate. You've got 30 days, but it's £50,000. I'm gonna sell you my £1.2 million house. I'm gonna give it to you for £50,000. But you have to create £50,000 in 30 days. Would you be able to do it? Yes or no? Maybe. The question becomes, go on, shout it out at me. Would you do it? Would you be able to do it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
yes.
Yeah, for most of you, you would. And the key is the question that you've got to ask yourself is then how would you create that? So I'm going to show you 3 very important frameworks. The first thing that you need, if you want to create a lot of money in a short space of time, and by the way, I've done this multiple times over. When I started understanding this stuff, I started making an extra £30,000 a month, and then an extra £100,000 a month, and it just keeps on going, keeps on building. So I want to break down some simple, like really powerful frameworks that will help you to get the wheels in motion to get the momentum that you want to carry. So here's one of the ways that I made my first £30,000 month in this industry. And for those of you that don't know me very well, I sold a coaching and consultancy business 3 years ago, and then I was sitting at home chilling on my sofa doing Instagram videos, and then people begged me to start teaching them about the stuff that I know. And here I am today, having coached, educated over 1,000 people in this space. So the first thing that you want to have is a premium client. Premium client. Forget about selling for a minute. Not that it's not important or not valuable, but just for a minute, forget about selling the £1,000 products. Forget about selling the £500 products. Forget about selling the £2,000 products. Consider this question. Who is the premium client that I can serve today? Who is the premium client that I can serve today? Or technically this month? Another way of framing the question, who is the premium value client that I can add the most value to in the shortest space of time? Well, if you're an estate agent, you can sell a premium value house, you can sell a £3 million house, and you can get 1 to 5% commission. Or you can sell a £300,000 house and get 1 to 5% commission. The job, the role, the opportunity is the same. But here's what happens is based upon where you've grown up and who you've grown up around, you only go for the opportunities based upon what you see in your current vision. And what you see in your current vision is a story that has been predicated from the past. What you see in your current vision is based upon what you've seen as you've grown up, which means that when you start to elevate your mindset and elevate your mentality and look for and search for intentionally new higher level opportunities, those opportunities will naturally start to flow inside your vibration, and you will start to see them. And not only will you see them as we walk through the processes and the techniques today that I'm going to share with you briefly, not only will you see them, but you'll also be able to act upon them, and act upon them with consistency, clarity, and conviction. Zoom out further. Zoom out further. Awesome. So, who's the premium client that you want to serve? So the first question that you want to ask is, one of the things that you want to think about is, who can I serve at a high level? And as a mentor, can I coach somebody? Can I consult somebody? Can I educate somebody? I was speaking to a client this morning, and they were like, oh, well, the problem is an animator, really intelligent, smart guy. He animates for like PlayStation and all these fancy organizations. And he said, well, the students, the people that are coming to me right now are students. And the problem is, my course is £600 because they don't necessarily have a lot of money, even though it's way more valuable than that. I said, totally get it. But instead of going to the student who doesn't necessarily have the money, go to the local authority or go to the corporation that has the money to then fund the student. So now, when we came out of that hour and 15-minute session that we had today, he had a very clear and definitive plan of what he was who he was going to approach and what he was going to say. And the offer that he was going to make was a £10,000 plus offer rather than a £2,000 offer. And then all you need is 3 £10,000 offers in the bank in order to then make sure that you're able to generate an additional £30,000 a month. So who is the client? So one of the easiest ways to do this is to look at your history of clients. Review your history of clients. Who have you worked with in the past and had a deep and profound impact on? And I know every single one of you, Sue, Juliet, Sarah, Nyasha, Leanne, Karu, Rebecca, Trev, every single one of you here, you've had an impact on somebody. Now, check this, because I know some of you are at different stages. Even if you've not had that paid to you, as in that was a client or it was a friend or as a family friend or whatever, even if they didn't pay you any money, you have served people to a high level. Would you agree? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So find those people, and then there's 5 key questions that I want you to ask. Beyond the first question, or beyond the first statement rather, which is more like, hey Dave, I was thinking of who would benefit most from my brand new training program, and the first person that I thought about was you. So here's my question to Dave. either where are you now in terms of, and then insert your industry. So Diogo, let's go with Alicia. Alicia, what's your industry? What's your specialty?
Hi, Jazz. Hi, everybody. So my industry is health and fitness, personal training.
Yeah, good. So I would say, Dave, where are you at right now in terms of your health and fitness? What would you say, Dave?
So really busy, just on client deals, aggressive deadlines, long hours, not much sleep. Fitness is on the agenda, but I just can't find the time really.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And then can't find time. Perfect. So the second thing that I want to start to do, and there's more nuance to it, I'll probably probe a little bit deeper, find out a little bit more about what you mean by more time and so on and so forth. And then I'm going to ask you, so what's been in the way of you getting to that superb fitness that you were looking for? Or what's in the way, like the more specific I can be, the better. Like, so I know that Dave wants to get a six pack and he said, you know what, I know that I said I wanted to get a six pack 2 years ago, Jazz, but life's just been taken over me. Sorry, Dave, I'm picking on you a bit. But if Dave said that to me, I might go, so what's been in the way then, Dave, of you getting that awesome six pack that you've been looking for? Okay.
Right.
So second question is, what's in the way? Or another way of phrasing the same question is, what's been stopping you, or what's the biggest challenge? And let me share where I'm going with this. This is crucial. The key is to generate at least £10,000 per client. Now, for those of you that have never generated £10,000 from a client before, then start with 5. At worst case, start with 3. But for those of you that have been coaches, consultants, you've been around the space for a while, then start with 10. Okay. So then all you need is 3 £10,000 clients this month. And how many conversations do you need to have in order to generate 3 new clients? How many conversations do you need to have around your 10K offer in order to generate 3 new clients? Well, the law of averages states that if you have 30 conversations, you're going to get 3 clients. Even if you average, and if you're good, you're going to get 6. And if you're really good, you're going to get 9. Are you guys with me? Yes or no? Yeah. So first question. So where are you now, or what's the situation with your health right now? Or where are you at right now? Or hey, I was thinking of you when it comes to my brand new program. You was the first person I think of. Just curious, like, where are you at now with XYZ? Where are you at right now with your coaching program? Where are you at right now with your accountancy business? Okay, well, brilliant. You're at $1 million right now. Ah, brilliant, awesome. And how long have you been stuck at $1 million? Oh, I've been here for 3-4 years. Ah, interesting. So what's been in the way of, question number 2, what's been in the way of you getting to the £3 million revenue business that you were aspiring towards? What happens here is crucial. And by the way, I want every single one of you just to focus and take action on this. Okay. What happens here is crucial, because then they're going to say, well, what's been in the way is X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Whatever they say, I want you to take diligent note and write it down. Diligent note and write it down. Write down the key things that they say, or at least log it in your brain. And then you ask the third question. So if I'm able to help you, so going back to Dave again, Dave says, well, what's been in the way is no time. I've been working super hard. I've had a personal trainer before, but I didn't think they were very good, and so on and so forth. And so, okay, brilliant. Well, look, Dave, if I was to be able to help you to put the right training program in place so that you not only get the right training, but you also have the right food and the right nutrition, and also we add to that the right sleep pattern, the right exercise routine, and I was to train you personally, like in person, one-on-one, on an intimate basis over the next 30 days, what would that be? What would that be worth to you? And get you that six pack that you were really looking for, what would that be worth to you? Question. If I'm able to help you achieve X, Y, Z, what is that worth to you? What are they going to say 9 times out of 10?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Um,
Go on.
if I can find the time, if I can get the sleep, if I get some routine, yeah,
Yeah.
potentially, I'd like to. It's a nice to have.
So here's where I want to probe you a little bit deeper, okay? And this is like for everybody in the group. I want to probe a little bit deeper because most people will give an answer that is somewhat similar to what Alicia just said, which is they won't give you a number. This is where your skill comes in. And I might say, I know, Olivia, it's a little bit tricky to put a specific number on it, but if you were to have to put a number on it, like what would that be worth to you, say, monetarily? Notice how I slowed down my language there. I didn't say, what would that be worth to you monetarily? Why did I slow down? Because I want to give the other person time to actually digest what I said. I know it's difficult to put a number on it, Lisa, but if you had to put a number on it, what would that be worth to you? Critical question. And then they might say, well, it'd be worth to me, you know, 5,000, 10,000 pounds, something of that nature. Okay. So then you're saying like, okay, cool. So if I was to put that amazing program together, what would it include? Oh, this is where it gets good. So if I'm speaking to Dave and, you know, I'm Alicia and I'm a fitness trainer or a health coach, I might say, Dave, so if I was to put the perfect program together for you to get that perfect six pack that you were looking for, what would that involve for you? What would that include? What would it include? What am I alluding to now? I'm now getting you as a client to tell me what I need in my freaking offer. Which brings us on to point number 2. After a premium client, you need a premium offer. The premium client, what does that mean? That means somebody that can afford to pay for your services. Somebody can afford to pay for your services. And as mentioned by the example earlier, sometimes it's not the student directly, but sometimes it's the authority that has the funding to pay for the student. Okay, so some of you need to go direct to the top level, direct to the corporation and ask these questions. And by the way, there's never been an easier time in human history to get access to the right people at the right time. When I started my first coaching consultancy business 21 years ago, almost, we had to send letters out, hundreds and hundreds of letters to schools across the country at the time in order to get access to the right people. Now, all you got to do, pick up your phone and go and find yourself on LinkedIn or find yourself on Instagram or find yourself on Facebook and they will find you. So I'm going to go through a few challenges in just a moment, but before I get there, let me give you the final bit of this frame. So now we know what they're prepared to invest in that opportunity. So then you say something like, perfect. So in our bespoke VIP, high value, premium level mentoring program, coaching program, consultancy program, whatever the name of your program is, maybe add the word VIP or premium value or something like that to the front of it. What we do, I will work with you personally, use that language. I will work with you personally to help you get the insert their desires. This is question/statement number 5. In our XYZ service, I will work with you personally. This is how I got my first premium client. Will work with you personally to XYZ. Now, if you're clever and or if they hesitate, and or should you be confident in your offer, which of course you should be, and you're confident in your skill set, then you should be able to offer some sort of guarantee with that, right? So I might say to Dave, hey Dave, look, I know that the investment is not low, but I know that it's also worth a lot to you and to your family so that you can have the fitness, have the health, have the vitality so that you can run around with your 6-year-old son and not really have to think about your breathing pattern. Okay. So notice how I'm linking it back to something deeper. Yes or no, guys? Yeah. So now, and now, in order to secure your investment, I'm happy, as I've done this with many clients before, and I want to help you do the same. I'm happy to ensure that within the 3 months that we work together, you will have a XYZ weight and this type of 6-pack. Otherwise, will return your investment. Or otherwise, I will work with you for free until you do.
Okay.
Why is that valuable? Because now he has no other resistance. He has no other barrier, barring potentially does he have the money or not. And if he doesn't have the money, then we can figure out a way potentially for Dave to get the money, or for Cassandra to get the money, or for Pricey to get the money, so that they can get the transformation that they're looking for. So here's a pattern for you. Here's something to ruminate on and potentially write down. So I might say, perfect. So in our bespoke VIP mentorship program, I'll work with you personally to help you get your first 10 clients in a way that frees up your time so that you can spend more time with your loved ones. And we'll also help you enhance your delivery so that you get more referrals, therefore doubling your client base. You're probably wondering, Melissa, how do we do that? Notice how I transition with a question. I don't want to speak at the client, because if I'm speaking, statement, then at some point their mentality is going to drift off the conversation. So the moment I put 2 or 3 sentences together, I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to ask a question to myself. Did you pick that up? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask a question. So you're probably wondering, how do we do that? Well, we're going to do that over 4 engaging sessions where we're going to focus on game-changing client acquisition strategy. So gaining your first 10 clients becomes easy, flows like water, and we'll dial into your client retention program so that not only do they come back to you for more, but they'll also feel compelled to invite their friends too. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it sounds good. So then the next thing is they're like, okay, cool. Like, this is interesting. And now it's just it's simply your role then to close in on that opportunity. Close in on that opportunity. And then potentially you can add a bonus to it so that it even sweetens the opportunity. In other words, it makes the opportunity more advantageous and more likely that the other person is going to get into the opportunity now. Now, here's where many people fall short. They fall short because the other person will give a resistance line to them, which is something along the lines of, hey, Marcus, sounds great, sounds amazing. I'm definitely going to do it, but I'm going to do it next month. Well, that ain't no good. Why is that no good? Because the moment that they wait between now and next month to get the transformation that they absolutely desire, the longer it's going to take for them to get the transformation, the lower the likelihood of them actually achieving the transformation. Why? Because life gets in the way. And if you learn to put off one thing, you're going to put off 5 other things, and then it all going to pile up and drop down on your head, which means that your client stays in a negative disposition. They stay in a challenging situation, and they don't see necessarily a way out. So when they come back in a month's time, they're going to say, hey, I'm really sorry, Inslee. What you said sounded amazing, but guess what happened? My cat died. My dog died. My car got in an accident. You'll never guess. I've got to fly to Jamaica because someone's ill. Blah blah blah. I'm not well. Now I've lost my job. Like, it all happens. But when you take action in the moment, then actually you're far more likely to get the result. You're far more likely to get an accelerated outcome. So people think that often when you present opportunities like that are like, okay, cool. What does it take for us to get you into this amazing opportunity now? People think that you're doing it for you. But the transition is, the psychology is, and you've got to feel this in yourself, you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for them. I don't do this for me, I do this for you. Is this connecting, yes or no? Yeah.
It is. Jazz, I've got a question, if you don't mind.
Of course I don't mind.
On Dave.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I've identified my premium client,
Mm-hmm.
Dave, right, who I'm going to work on today,
Mm-hmm.
or this month.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave has known me in a previous capacity doing something else,
Mm-hmm.
and not, let's say, for example, personal training,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I guess their view of who I am is in a different, is in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave is, let's say Dave is a top sales director, so he knows all the kind of sales spiel.
Mm-hmm.
And he's thinking, well, I'd quite like to, up my fitness game or lose weight or get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But you're quite new into this, right? So whilst it is something that is, pressing for me to do, I perhaps want somebody who has a bit more experience or a little bit more seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
in the line of work to be able to be in a position to say, right, okay, I want this and I want this now.
Perfect. Who is that? Alicia? That said that?
It's Alicia, yes.
Alicia sounds absolute. I totally appreciate and understand where you're coming from. You want someone that's super seasoned so that you can accelerate to the result. So,
Well, some people do. I mean, I'm quite confident, so that doesn't phase me. However, I believe that this premium client of mine, I understand how he thinks. And with that in mind, I may go with this scenario with your 5 questions, etc. But I'm not sure, given the type of character, that this will kind of wash with him.
yeah.
So
I'll tell you why it's not going to wash with him. You ready? Do I have permission?
yeah, go ahead. Yes, please.
Because your language and iteration is around, you use language like sales spiel. So and this is for everybody, not for you personally, but if you feel like you are using sales spiel or any of that kind of narrative, then it's not natural, it's not organic, and it won't work. As in, it won't work, as in remember, money is an emotional transfer of energy. So if you're having that in your psychology somewhere, it's going to come across in your tone of voice, it's going to come across in your cadence, your tonality, your presence, your gestures, etc., which is going to inevitably have a transfer of energy that is felt by the client, which means that the client is going to feel resistance. So the first thing that you've got to do is you've got to get yourself into an abundant state where this is not sales speak. This is not sales spiel. I'm just trying to help Dave out. And by the way, also in addition to that, understand, recognize, and realize that not everybody is going to take on your opportunity. That's a fact. It's not going to be for everybody. And where people know you from a previous background, it is from a background that is not the one that you're talking about today. Sometimes it is more challenging in order to have that high level conversation because they're stuck in the old you. You with me? Now, there's a couple of things that you can do to get them unstuck from the old you and get them into the new you. And a couple of positioning statements might help. So, hey, so it might be like, hey, Shabs, I know we haven't spoken in a couple of years, but since we've last spoken, we've done a couple of things that have really transformed the business, scaled it up. And over the last 18 months, we've helped over 12 people become millionaires. And we've helped dozens of people generate hundreds of thousands of pounds within just 90 days. So what does that do? So now I'm sharing a story with Shabs or whoever it might be in a way which positions me as an authority. Hey, Olivia, I'm not sure if you know that over the last 6 months, I've been on Rich House, Poor House. I was featured in the Daily Mail, featured in The Sun. And all of this is just because I've been helping clients really scale their business. It's absolutely amazing.
Right.
I might just drip that into a casual part of the conversation and then go, and by the way, where are you at with your business now? So now they're starting to remove their old way of me thinking, like the old jazz from 2020, for example, to the new jazz, which is helping business owners scale. Okay, is that helpful, Alicia?
It is. And sorry, I wasn't trying to say that the sales spill. If for this specific person, they're a top sales director, so they're accustomed to this level of conversation at different, so he's accustomed to that. So for him specifically, I know I'd have to perhaps take something or a different side in which I would be presenting my services as a PT, for example, in a different world, right? So I was just wondering how I could shift that.
And also, let me nullify for the rest of the people in the room who may be having a similar thought process or experience. Again, caveats, you're not going to get every single person to enroll. That's a fact. That's just life, right? But also, a way to increase the opportunity is to then guarantee the opportunity. So if I said to you here today, in order to work with me, it's a £15,000 training program for the year. However, in order to remove your risk completely, if you don't make at least £15,000 over the next 12 months, I'll give it back to you. So you've got to have, so the actual language isn't going to be the same for a health and fitness trainer, but or it could be, but you have to find a way then to reverse the risk. So whatever their risk is, if they say, oh yeah, do you know what, it seems good, but I'm not quite sure, dig deeper, find out what are you not sure about, and then reverse. So if I was to just ask the aside question, which is, aside from that, is there anything else stopping you from moving forward? No. So if I remove that barrier, Would there be anything stopping you from moving forward? No. All right, cool. I'm going to remove that risk barrier of you saying that I'm not experienced, that you don't think that I can get you the result. If I don't get you the result, then I will give you your money back. How about that? Or if you don't get the result, I will work with you for the next 3 months until you do. Or if you don't get the result, we will X, Y, and Z. So,
Okay.
so there's nothing that's going to, by the way, there's nothing that's going to replace having a good quality service. So I would make an assumption here that every single person here has a good quality service. And if your service is good right now, then it's your divine duty to offer that to more people so that more people can get the transformation that is inside of you. Okay, good. So we've got a premium client, we found who they are, and then we've got a premium offer. Now your offer needs to be 5,000 to 10,000. Now, how do you make a £10,000 offer, you may be thinking? A very simple way to frame this, and I was speaking to Andre about this fairly recently, is to increase the length of time. So if I charge £1,000 a month for my program, for my service, I might just say, instead of going, it's £1,000 a month, and most clients work with me for 3 months, I might just go, okay, fantastic. It's 10,000, it's 12,000 for the year. That is £1,000 a month. Or you can invest 10K today and save yourself £2,000. Easy. And by the way, write this down. The offer you don't make is the opportunity they can't take. So the offer you don't make is the opportunity, Sarah, they can't take. So let's take this one step further. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to write down 10 to 20 people that you can contact this week that you can present an opportunity for, When I first started doing this, the way that I did it was through what we call a clarity call. What is a clarity call? A clarity call is and this is what we talk about, right? Making a lot of money in a short space of time. A clarity call is where you invite people to a conversation like this, similar to this, and you say, hey, I want to introduce you to a remarkable opportunity in order to X, in order to prepare your perfect wedding proposal, in order to get into the perfect shape that you're looking for, in order to increase retention of your team members, etc. And essentially, it's a brand new opportunity, okay? So you bring people into an environment like this, maybe 20, 30 people, and then you spend 20, maybe 30 minutes walking them through the opportunity and saying, this is what we've got to offer. This is how long we've been doing it for. This is how it's helped our clients. And if you don't have clients yet, use people that you've helped in the past. This is how it's helped our clients. And this is how it can potentially help you. And in order to, like, our clients invest anywhere between £5,000 to £50,000 to get this remarkable transformation that you've already seen. And if that's an interesting opportunity for you, whereby you would also like to insert the benefit, where you would also like to become a millionaire like Ricardo in the Money Mastery Academy. You would also like to 5x your income like Ashley's done. You would also like to build a £2 million business like our client Hazelia's done, and also have more time for your family and loved ones. Then all I invite you to do is to book a call. Drop your number in this information below. We'll have a direct one-on-one conversation and see if this is the right opportunity for you. Very simple. Now, if you get 30 people into a Zoom room and you offer 30 people the amazing opportunity for this 10 grand offer, if you're an average Joe, right? I'm not going to start singing Joe Thomas songs because my name ain't Andre and I can't sing like that. But if you're average, you will get 3 of those people on the phone. You'll probably get 6 of those people on the phone, and you'll probably get 3 clients. It is really that simple. Raise your hand or virtual hand if you have an email list. Yeah, if you don't have an email list, get one. And in the meantime of getting one, start by calling people. I would send out voice notes or video messages like tonight and go, hey, Daryl, hope you're well, wealthy and winning. Listen, I've got an amazing new opportunity for you in one of our remarkable and transformational programs, which is really helping our clients. And I think it would really help you too. Let me know in the comments, but let me know in the message below, what's a good time to reach out to you tomorrow? Is it somewhere like morning or afternoon? Let me know what's good for you. And I look forward to catching up with you soon. That's it. Done. Man said, now why are we waiting till tomorrow? Good question. And they might be so excited about how you're excited about your opportunity. They might go, well, call me now. I'm available now. You've got 10 minutes now. Okay, perfect. Jump on the phone. Success loves speed. And then if you do have an audience, then do both. Do the premium client, get on the phone to as many people as you can, one-on-one, and then send an email out to your email list and say, hey, I've been working with a number of clients over the last XYZ years, and these are the results that our clients have been experiencing. I'd love to show you the process about how I've been helping these clients generate these amazing results and show you how you can do the same. That is almost all you have to say. I would like to show you how our clients have been getting amazing results and how you can do the same. And if you don't have clients right now, then your boss is your first client. Right? This is very, very simple. Okay. So now that you've got a premium client, you've got a premium offer, you've got a premium delivery. Before I head off, let me, does anybody know what a premium offer looks like? All right, let me throw something in the chat box because I know some of you are getting inspired right now.
I would say it would be jam-packed with a lot, something that's forgotten the word you need to use, but it would have a lot in there.
Yeah, a lot of value, right?
Value is the word. That's it.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So how do you create what we call a premium value offer? And how are our clients using this? The biggest result that we've had with a premium value offer in our Money Mastery Academy was a guy called Ricardo. And through implementing this premium value offer, he generated £720,000. As in £60,000 a month for 12 months. So how do you generate a PVO, a premium value offer? Let me get a pen that is more clear. The question that you've got to ask yourself is, what do my clients need from my expertise? What do my clients need from my expertise? So whilst you're having these conversations, people are going to say to you, oh, do you know what, Chris? It would be really good if you had like a group networking session where we can all meet up and share ideas and share innovations. Or they might say, hey, Janice, you know what would be really fantastic is if I can just like work with you one-on-one, but not on Zoom, but more like in person. Because I feel like, you know, I get way more out of it when I'm in person. And they might say, hey, Patsy, you know what? Like, I would love you to show me around your properties so that I can actually get a clearer understanding of how this property game works. I've been on property programs before, and you know what? Like, I get it, but I really get more value when I'm in person and I actually see the physical property. That will really help me out. Or they might say, hey, Pricey, do you know what? I really need, like, I would really benefit from not only training for my kids in school, but I will also benefit from training the teachers because I really want my teachers to be upskilled. So all of these things now start to go into your offer. So you start to identify what is it that the client needs from your expertise? What is it that the client needs? What does my client need from my expertise? From my expertise. Another way of framing that question is, what does my client need to get the end result they're looking for? What does my client need to get the end result that they're looking for? And then the first step is to list out everything, whether you're going to do it or not. Just list it all out. Well, I can do one-on-one mentoring. Cool. That's your first base. I can also do a mastermind in a group. Okay, cool. I can also do a live in-person training. Wow. And I can come to your offices and I can train all your team. Wow, sensational. And in addition to that, if I'm an accountant, one of our accountants in the Money Mastery Academy program, his premium, if I remember the number correctly, his premium value offer is like something like £2,000 a month or something like that, which is kind of like unheard of for accountants because most of them charge like, you know, like 100 or 200 quid a month. His is like £2,000 because he's like, look, I'm going to basically come in as your like when we went through this process together, he was like, cool, I'm going to come in as essentially your CFO, as your chief financial officer. Now, I'm not going to be with you there in person, but every single month, I'm going to give you management accounts. I'm going to give you bespoke guidance and training. I'm going to give you strategy. I'm going to give you this. And he just listed this all out. And he was like, well, this is basically the role of a chief financial officer. And the average chief financial officer is getting paid around 80 grand a year. So at $2 grand a month, woo, I'm going to save you a good 56 grand. So that's the way that you've got to start to think ahead of the game, outside of your industry fixated box, and start to think of things from a different angle and different perspective. Now you've got a list of different things that you can provide. Let's say management training as well. So we've got mentoring, we've got mastermind, we've got live in-person training, we've got management training, and this is not like a must do now, but this is something to think about, or if you've already got it, then fantastic. And we have an online masterclass that you can get immediate and lifetime access to. And if anybody raise your hand if you've done Money Mastery Online. Just raise your hand if you've done Money Mastery Online. If you're here and you've not done Money Mastery Online, it is a 8-hour remarkable program that has helped several of our clients generate up to £38,000 in 30 days. Let me repeat. It is a remarkable 8-hour online training program that has helped several of our clients generate up to £38,000 within 30 days. And you can get access to that program for less than £100. For less than £100. Okay, good. Here's what I'm going to do as well. If you want access to that opportunity, 07479 514 732. That is my Jazz Rose. That is my personal phone number. Send me a message and I will give you the link so that you can get access for less than £100. Okay. It's £100 and then it's £98 and then £59 a month. Okay. So if you're here and you've not done any of our programs and you kind of want to see what we're like, get inside the opportunity.
I'll just put it in the chat box, Jazz, the link.
Perfect. Awesome. Good. So mentoring, mastermind, live in-person training, management training, masterclass. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place a value on each one of these items. Like, what would people typically pay outside of you to get that live in-person training? A typical live in-person training with somebody like Andre or Alex might be somewhere between 2 to 5K. You might value it at 5K, okay? And a typical mastermind, like I invest minimum £12,000 for a mastermind, 4 masterminds a year, quarterly. And if it's not £12,000, then for me, it's probably not worth investing in. Okay. Some of you are thinking, oh my goodness, I'm scared to charge more. Some people are going to be scared to invest in you because your price is too low. Some people are going to be scared to invest in you because your price point too low. They're like, hey, Shirley, it's too low. That she might mess me up. Like if you went to your barber and your barber said, yeah, it's £3 a trim. You might be like, yo, where's that? And it's the same way that people feel about your offer when you say it's £2,000 rather than £10,000. Okay. So here's what I want you to do this month. PVO, your clarity calls. Who's up for the challenge, by the way? Yeah, perfect. Your clarity calls, I want 4 this month. 4 this month. And I want you to have a minimum of 10 people, or at least aim for a minimum of 10 people in your clarity call. That's it. Aim for a minimum of 10 people in your clarity call. That means that over the course of the month, you're going to see how many? 40 people. And of those 40 people, 4 of them go and buy. And if you're good, 10 of them go and buy. And that's just the way it works. But the more people that you get in front of, the more offers you present, the more opportunities you create for people, the more people are going to resonate, ruminate, and evaluate with your service. And the more people are going to get the results, most importantly, that you are looking to share with them. All right. So challenge for today is to create a list. Number 1, create a list of the top 20 people that you're going to contact. Some of you probably got 4 or 5 so far. Work hard in your brain, go through your phone book, go through your email list, go through your past contacts, go through your social media, and think about 20 people at least that you can contact to reach out to on the phone. If you've got their phone number, send them a video call. Do not send avoid sending a message that you type out. Why? Because people resonate more when they see your face, they see your eyes, they see your smile, they see your passion and enthusiasm come through in the message. So you're gonna get far better results if you are on video rather than sending a text. Second level is to send a voice note, because then at least they can hear your voice. And the lowest generating result that you're gonna get is, like, worst case, if you're really scared and shy, just send a message by text. But do one of the three. I would advise the top one if you want to make the most money. Second thing is then to invite as many people as you can to a clarity call where you share more about your opportunity. Once you've got people enrolled in that opportunity, i.e. they said, yeah, Julie, I'm coming next Tuesday. Leanne, they said, yeah, I'm coming next Wednesday. Chanel, they said, yeah, I'm coming next week, Friday. Geraldine, they said, yeah, I'm coming next week, Wednesday. By the way, you do not need to have the offer ready before you tell people to come. Do not have your offer ready before you tell people to come. I did not prepare this session until like 25 minutes ago. Ask Daryl. Because I've done it. Okay.
You ain't lying. 25 minutes ago.
I said, Daryl, what do I need to know today? Then I just like, okay, cool. That's it. Bang. Let's go. Okay. I do not even have a presentation. I did not spend 3 hours putting a presentation together. Now, hopefully, some of you, many of you are going to implement what I'm teaching you right now. And some of you, and I hope that you start to generate your extra 10, 20, 30,000 pounds. And hopefully you want to share some of that revenue back with me and my team so that we can help you grow it further. That's the whole purpose of it, selfishly. I want you to make more money so that hopefully you share some of it with me and my team so that we can help impact more people and help grow our community and help more people become financially free millionaires like we've done with so many of our clients. That's it.
Jazz, sorry, I had a quick question.
Just 1 second, please, Alex. So, for clarity, reach out to 20 people, 4 clarity calls this month, 10 people in each clarity call minimum, and that is done. You've got 2 tasks, and when you make some money, then drop me a message. My number is there. Save it. Drop me a message and say, Jazz, I would love to enroll in your training. Let me know how I can do that. That's it. Alex, main man. Right, I've got to go gym. You guys got me hyped now.
Yeah. Are you able to give any more of those price points? So I got a rough figure for the one-on-one mentor in the group mastermind, but not the others.
Every price point is going to be different for every person. Like full transparency, when I first started mentoring, like I was charging 250 quid. Y'all gonna make me fall off my seat. But then over time, I started realizing the transformation that I was helping people. And also I created did like so much stuff that the values just increased exponentially. Okay. So what you charge for mentoring is going to be different to what Janice might charge for mentoring and what Pricey might charge for mentoring and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that this is everybody's offer, but you would have things that your clients need from your expert service that you can add into. So the more conversations you have and say, hey, what do you need from a world-class 10 out of 10 training program? Or what do you need from a world-class solution? And they will just tell you, and then you just write those things down. You speak to 5 people, and then out of the 5 things that each of them say, 3 of those things are going to be true across every single person. Those are your 3 core things that you need to have in your offer. And then you would then decide what those things are worth. And through the conversations you have, people will go, well, I paid $2,000 to go to this thing last time. They go, okay, cool, but that's worth about $2,000. Okay. Providing you can justify your price points, then it's always a good thing to do. Like our elite entrepreneurs mastermind, to get in there, fees start at 15 grand, right? But like when I go to masterminds, like the masterminds that I go to are 15 grand for the mastermind itself, and then you have all of the different add-ons that you can invest in, which is why people tend to pay up to 50,000, 60,000 pounds. However, with our mastermind, you get the entrepreneurs mastermind, you get direct mentoring from me. You also get accelerated bi-weekly coaching sessions every single second week. You also get masterminds every month, and you get so much more value. You also get live in person. So it's just so much more valuable. So can I justify it at 15K? Hell yeah. I'm gonna show you how to make 15K in a month if you're good. And then the rest is just profit. So that's the way that we rock. Okay. Any questions?
Jazz, no question, but I want to say something. As always, I'm a bit confused, Jazz. When you asked how many people are going to actually up for the challenge, I didn't see everyone's hand go up. So let me just check. How many people said they're up for the challenge? Because the only reason why you shouldn't be up for the challenge, because 30K was a deduction in the amount of money that you really want to make. You're like, I'm already making 40, 50. That's the only reason why your hand should have gone up, right? And let me say something to you. Even if you decide to go full out and do this, and you miss the 30K and hit 20, wouldn't that still be nice? Or you hit 10, or you hit 5, or you make more money than you've ever made in your business, or at least get yourself exposed. It's worth doing it just to give yourself that acceleration, that momentum to get your business off the ground. Because if you haven't made 5K yet, 10K yet, jump on the challenge, people. Jazz is just giving you some lyrics and some bars and some insights for you to make sure that this is not an excuse, to make sure that you can get it done. So if you showed up today, you showed up because you wanted to know how to make 30K in a month. That means you don't stop here. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You came this far so you could go make 30K in a month. So everyone's hand should have gone up. So how many of you are going to go in on the challenge? So I know some of you are thinking that you can't do it. Listen, do half of it. Don't shoot for half of it, but do half of it. At least. Yeah. Do some of it.
Yeah, but Daryl, it's 5 hours. It's 5 hours of work. It's literally 5 hours of work.
Like, everyone should have been like, yeah, I'm on it, Jazz.
Like 4 clarity calls, 30 minutes each.
And I said, Jazz ain't joking, you know. Everything that Jazz said is what I did before I even met Jazz in regards to getting my business off the ground. Because when you was asking the questions about, you know, I know someone who's, you know, they're going to see me in a different space. Listen, I worked as a teacher for 10 years. I was identified as a media teacher, but I had to change my identity to everyone else. And my first clients were my family, the teacher that I worked with, he was my first client. Another senior member of staff was my second client. Yeah. The only person that would not sit down with me was one of my aunts. They're going to talk about that one, innit? She might hopefully say it on here today. But all the other ones, right? Auntie, if you're on here, you messed up, innit? You should have messed up with me. But everyone else did. So listen, you guys have got all the tools. The moment you got one of these, not necessarily a Huawei P30 Pro, but the moment you got a mobile phone, you got a business. Yeah. Pick up your mobile phone and go and make some card then.
Yeah. Like if I'm an accountant right now, okay, I'm calling my top level clients, the ones that are doing $1 million to 5 million plus in their businesses, and I'm going, okay, I'm not asking these questions directly, but I'm trying to get to the understanding of what's the challenge that you're facing when it comes to your chief financial officers right now and your leadership team when it comes to what's happening with your finance directors, and then how can I help? Right. So that might look like for me as an expert accountant to come in and do leadership training with their accountants once a month. That might look like for me to come in and actually to be remote, but also to do their final checks on their accounts. Because if they say, I'll tell you what, that Sophie, she's really good with the clients, but sometimes we just get mistakes, and those mistakes cost us like at least a couple of grand a time. And those couple of grand a time can be like 20 grand a month because she's making a mistake. So maybe I'm the person that just authorizes all of the transactions at the end. And if I can save that client 20 grand a month, oh my goodness, of course they're going to be willing to pay me an extra 5 grand a month. Why not? Okay, cool. 5 grand a month. That's 60 grand a year. That's one client. Thank you very much. That's me. As DWE would say, that's me. You guys got me going. Ray Khan, you had a question. Catherine? Catherine?
Can I steal his spot in the meantime? Just a quick question. I'm wondering, would it be useful if we had somebody we could pair up and role play. I did send it to Daryl. I thought we could. And the person I can identify is Lisa Black. If we just role play and then pretend to be each other's client and then give each other feedback, I don't know if that will help to boost confidence. Just an idea.
What are you talking about, now or later?
No, not now. Not now.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so connect with each other in a group and do that. Why not? Yeah, absolutely. Sarah's iPhone, or Sarah, you've got your hand up. We'll take 1 or 2 more questions, and I've got to go to the gym. I've got to keep my health up, people. Sarah?
Jazz, I think people putting up their hands just to say that they were going to create a list more than anything else.
Yeah,
I'm
so.
thinking, I don't know if that's everybody else,
Yeah,
but
you're probably
so
spot
let
on.
me lower my hand.
Jazz,
Sorry, my hand was up because of Daryl.
I'm gonna love you all and leave you then.
Question. I've got a question, please. Hi, Jazz.
Let me frame this before you. Who's that, Juliet?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right, let me just say this before you ask your question, please. So if you want to book a call with our team, if you want to find out more about our training programs or anything like that, the link is there. Go ahead, book a call. If you want to message me directly, my number is there. It's my direct number. Send me a message. Please don't send me a message about your life story. Send me a message about what opportunity that you're open to and how we can best help you. And then I'll do my best to share the best opportunity for you so that we can help you. Juliet, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Jazz, for this evening and the team. This has been really helpful and informative. Really appreciate it. Just my question was, when you spoke about the premium offer, I just wanted to know what kind of duration would you make that? Something like 5K to 10 or 10K. How long would you?
Great question. So if you're working in the corporate space, so one of the things that makes my training really valuable to people is I work both in the corporate space as a consultant, and I've also worked in the kind of like more private space as a coach. So if you're in a corporate industry, you want to transmogrify your industry standards. I know a lot of people say, well, typically in this industry, we only do 6-month contracts or we only do 12-month contracts. I can tell you now, when I was working in the consultancy space as a sports coach initially and as an educator, I had 5-year contracts, which made my company what? More valuable to sell. It's like, you're going to be getting this money recurring for the next 5 years. Like, you can't tell me this company ain't valuable. So it could be anything, 5 years, it could be 10 years with ratchets increasing the contract percentage every single year, increasing the fee every single year by 3 to 5%. So it could be something like that, or on a more simple level, especially if you're like coaching, more like private clients, more like this, then like a year is pretty standard. So if you're typically coaching somebody over 3 months, perhaps, then see what you can create over the period of 12 months and see what that is going to help create for your clients. So the short answer to your question is anything between 1 and 10 years.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is that Ross Price? Is that Ross Price? Big up yourself, my brother. I see the kit. All right, perfect. Listen, you guys have been absolutely amazing. If you are not in our WhatsApp group, join it. If you don't know what it is or where it is, send me a message on my phone number and I will send you the link. Just make sure that you stay connected with us. Drop us a message when you make your first 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 65K. I've had so many people come up to me in the street and go, Jazz, I've done your training last year and I implemented it and I made an extra £30,000. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me last year? So let me know when you make some money, small or large. I love to know these things. I love to share the success. And if you know anyone else that can benefit from our training or our expertise, feel free to send them my number, send them our community chat and tell them to get enrolled in our training. Thank you very much. You guys have been amazing. Hope you have a wonderful remainder of your week and make some money. Peace out.